case control study and cohort study, I refresh your memories a little bit. So sorry about that. It's our team, our FET team. It's a 10th anniversary. So please forget about anybody. So totally 34 people among here. We get together for celebrating the 10th anniversary of our field epidemiologist team in Tokyo several years ago, and noticed about that. We have a lunch, not dinner, let's say dinner. So among 34, we have 14, 1, 2, 3, 6, they have a diarrhea. This sign is the diarrhea. Let's say that, sorry about diarrhea. So we collect information, what kind of menus they have, what kind of food items they had at the last night of the dinner party. So that's some sort of retrospective cohort study. That's some basic idea about analytical epidemiology. So this circle, yellow circle is, あれこれ刺身って出てこんかなすみません。Sorry. あ、出て。Sorry. This yellow circle means 8 sashimi last night at the dinner party. Sashimi, you know, right? Uncooked fish, raw fish. So they ate sashimi 17. The circle has the 17 circles, and this means diarrhea. 4 symptoms, 4 diarrheas. So among 17, 4 have a diarrhea. And they did not, others, for example, him or him, they didn't eat sashimi last night, but even though they have a diarrhea. So sashimi group and non-sashimi group, 17 among 4, 17, so 4 among 17, 4 among 17. So now we are thinking about sashimi, and next is, まだ出てこんな. Sorry, it's this red circle is 確か鳥は、そう、鳥わさ。Red circle is 鳥わさ。鳥は、have ever 鳥わさ。鳥わさって、it's some sort of 刺身 of the chicken でいいのか、chicken, pork. Chicken sashimi, right? Have you ever tried? But anyway, 鳥わさ。So, 17. This red circle ate 鳥わさ, and among 17, 7, this triangle had a diarrhea, and they didn't eat toriwasa last night, and only 1 had a diarrhea. So that's your favorite 2x2 table. 2x2 table or not? You learned 2x2 table, right? 2x2 table. So about sashimi. So 8 sashimi, 17, 4 have a diarrhea. It's a diarrhea group, a non-diarrhea group. Didn't eat sashimi among 17, 4 had a diarrhea. So it's the same risk, 17, 4 over 17, 4 over 7, the same. So maybe sashimi have some, so sashimi did not have something to do with this event, diarrhea issues. So that is some sort, that's a cohort, retrospective cohort study. But forget about the name of the epidemiological term. Just think about, compare 2 groups. Compare some indexes among 2 groups. 食べた食べないですよね。And so it's 鳥わさ。鳥わさ is ちょっと茹でてあるのかしら。It's boiled outside of some chickens, but inside it's a raw or ですよね。確か。So among 17, those who ate toriwasa, 7 had a diarrhea, and among 17, those didn't have such toriwasa, 1 had a diarrhea. So calculating the risk, 7 over 17 and 1 over 17, and comparing the percentage, relative risk とか習いましたよね。習いました。You know, you've done relative risk also. But think about this 2x2 table. So without these calculations, it's self-explanatory, right? 取り技 groups had much more cases, and the percentage is quite different. Of course, we can do some calculation statistical, and we can do the significant. We can do the significant test. But basically, that's some key component of retrospective cohort studies. Forget about this. However, that is some sort of outbreaks with clear border. 日本語でちょっと言っておきますけど、このアウトブレイク、境界がはっきりしているんです。So that is some situation of clear borders, outbreak borders. However, this is a community border, so some community outbreaks. So they do not have a clear border. コミュニティで起こるやつはどこからどこまでとか、ボーダーがはっきりしてない。In such situation, so the outbreaks without clear border, we usually use case control studies. So it's a communities. I don't know where it is. But for cases 0157, you know 0157, E. coli, enterohemorrhagic E. coli 0157. It's some sort of disease, some bacteria which causing the blood diarrhea or whatever. And sometimes hemolytic uremic syndromes and cause death of the children, especially children. So 4 have reported from the communities. In such situation, we do not have some border of the outbreaks. We do not know the spread, how big of the diseases. So after we are interviewing these 4 cases. So the restaurant A and レバ刺し、なんだろう、レバ刺しは生のuncooked livers of the 何にしておきましょう、牛にしておきましょうか、牛beef. However,レバ刺し it's somebody prefer, some Japanese and many Japanese prefers uncooked raw livers. Yeah, you're vegetarian, right? No, sorry about that. Yeah. でも今はもう禁止されてますよね。But anyway, let's say, so after some interview with these 4 cases, restaurant A and liver sashimi was some sort of risk factors. Then our field epidemiologists pick up controls. Yeah, collection of the control, selection of the control, and collecting the information of the control is also a big issue and very difficult issue for epidemiologists. But unfortunately, so today, I do not move into this part. Let's say we select control for how many cases? 6 controls near the neighbors of cases, let's say so, or friends of the cases, and collecting the information of past 1 week histories of some food consumption. So this is the case. Among 4 cases, 3 ate liver sashimi at restaurant A, and among controls, 6 controls, 1 had sorry about this. It's 4 cases and 6 controls. 4 cases, 3 ate liver sashimi, and 6 controls. すみません、色がコントロールの色でしたね。1 had livers. So, your favorite 2 by 2 table. オッズ比っていうのも習いましたよね。You've learned odds ratio, right? Right? Odds ratio. But without these calculations, it's a liver sashimi. But it's a few years ago, but currently, これはちょっと禁止されてますよね、店で出すの。どんなぐらいの罰則とか。Yeah, it's a few years ago, many Japanese prefers to eat sashimi uncooked sashimi. But now, いつくらいからでしたっけ？数年前でしたよね。Several years ago, so Minister of Health was not allowed to provide raw uncooked livers in the restaurant. But even now, some of the Japanese prefers very raw one, very fresh one. So still we have such a foodborne disease, food outbreaks with some liver sashimi. So its odds ratio is 15, but without calculation of odds ratio, let's think about 2 by 2 table. So it's self-explanatory. So that's some sort of key component. So if we have outbreaks or risk management issues of clear borders, like food outbreaks among wedding ceremony or anniversary parties, previous one, so we can move on to the cohort study, retrospective cohort study, because we know the universe, all the information of the universe. ユニバースって言い方変ですけども、我々よく使うんです。その結婚式とかそのディナーパーティーのが全部今回の我々ユニバースだから全部の情報を集めることができる。Universe means epidemiologists can collect all the information of all the people in this universe. Universe means, for example, wedding ceremonies or anniversary party or whatever. And in the case of outbreaks without border, community outbreaks, for example, EHEC outbreaks, or measles outbreaks, or influenza outbreaks, or Ebola diseases. So the border, we do not know. How spread, we do not know. In such situation, we usually recruit case control studies. And the selection of the control and collecting information of the control is also quite difficult. However, I do not move into this one. So just refresh your memories about analytical epidemiology. So no need to use SAS or SPSS. Just calculating, just collecting the information and creating these 2 by 2 table. So it's enough for field epidemiologists, public health practitioners. However, so when you are on the public health research in the universities or whatever, so you have to move on to the much more detailed statistical analysis. However, in the real public health practice, so that's enough. So just remind you about analytical epidemiology. ここら辺はいいかな? Okay, I'll skip about this. So after test hypothesis on analytical epidemiology, case control study or whatever, and cohort study, then we have evidence.